to another episode of AJ's Green Thumb. Today, we're going to go ahead and do some upkeep on some clearance azaleas that I scored several months back. And I've been nursing them and overwintering them. The types I have here are Delaware Valley, Traditions, Karen, they generally get to a height of roughly 4.5 to 5 feet tall and about 3.5 to 4 feet wide. So they're perfect for a medium-sized garden such as mine. So at this second, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of maintenance on them, do some light pruning, and also saturate the root ball before I plant them. So a great fertilizer for azaleas would be Espoma's Hollytone. It's organic, it's slow release, and it won't burn your plants. I'm also going to use a little bit of earthworm castings as I plant. In case you guys were wondering what that blue mass is behind me, that's actually Ajuga repitans, or better known as chocolate chip Ajuga. So as you can see, even at dusk, I still have some bumblebee activity on it. It creates a nice carpet or ground cover. And it does that in a very charming way, particularly in your pathways, as you can see here. This pathway is covered with both Ajuga chocolate chip and creeping Jenny, or moneywort. So again, these are all clearance items and they're really not in the best shape. So I'm going to run through them real quick and just clip off anything that's dead, damaged, or diseased, or crossing or in the way of the habit that I'd like this bush to develop into. And the perfect time to prune azaleas are actually after flowering. However, since they're flowering now, I know what to cut and what not to cut, so I'm not going to affect this year's blooms. Azaleas are acid-loving perennials or evergreen perennials. Both azaleas and rhododendrons are essentially in the same family, but azaleas, their characteristics, the leaves are a little more delicate and much smaller. Their flowers are a lot smaller as well. See this center branch right here, well, a couple of these are all dead. I don't see any growth on them. We'll take that out. Kind of open out this habit of this particular bush. Because you want to aim for a bush that is open in habit and sufficient airflow can go through to keep the bush healthy and less disease prone. This one's okay. We'll go ahead and spray it with a light neem oil solution. This one right here is called Karen. It has beautiful fuchsia ruffled blooms. And it apparently is very vigorous because there's a lot of shoots on the interior of this plant. I figure now is the best time to go ahead and do a prune on these since they're not in the ground, and it'll be more comfortable for me to prune them. That way I'm not laying on the ground trying to prune them. So as they're still in their pots, I can keep it up high at eye level and do a much better job at pruning them. I tell you, this ambiance right here is so peaceful. It welcomes you home. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and water them in. All right, now that the bees have all went to sleep, I'm gonna go ahead and come over here and take advantage and plant 2 Delaware Valley azaleas. I found 2 perfect spaces. As you can see here, I currently have in the bed some ghost ferns. All right, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're roughly spaced 18 inches apart, well, 12 inches to 18 inches apart. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick the azaleas dead smack in amongst the ground cover of ferns. So I'll just come back through here and mulch that down, and it's good to go. And that, my friends, is a wrap. I've just showed you guys a group of azaleas that I had purchased on a clearance, a deep clearance at that. Nursed them, overwintered them, and just finished giving them a light prune, followed by planting 2 Delaware Valley azaleas by this shed. It's starting to get pretty dark, and this is where I'll have to end this video, guys. Thanks for hanging with me, and stay tuned for the next video. AJ's Green Thumb.